Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, 𝐆𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐞𝐧𝐢𝐧𝐠, 𝐆𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐞𝐧𝐢𝐬𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐞𝐧𝐢𝐬𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤�€, and I want to say Shalom out there, pursuing His truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. And this is an impromptu one through the spirit and power of 𝐆𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐴𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐒. I saw this video by the brother 𝐆𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐴𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐿𝐒𝐚 GMS Awakening 144 is his tagline, as you can go and see. This is the brother's page right here. And he made this lesson, I don't know how long ago. Probably, it says 9 days ago. It just popped up just now into my shorts. And I said, let's go ahead and make a lesson real quick about this. And now I mentioned, in our 7 essentials, talking about what the RFID chip is, but I don't know if I necessarily went in a lot of the technologies behind it. I let it be known that's the RFID chip, but there's a lot of precursors. All right, I guess I should say. Now, what is a precursor? Okay.
Precursor.
Okay, a person or a thing that comes before another of the same kind. A predecessor. A pioneer. So these are like pioneering systems, precursors, right, to the mark of the beast. Okay, the technology that's being used is not the mark of the beast yet, all right, but it is to come. And Amazon's been doing a lot with this shit. You can see he talks about the Just Walk Out. They had an Amazon, it's like Amazon Go, all right. And you see it, yeah. Amazon Go is a chain of cashierless convenience stores. And slack if I sound like I'm talking weird. I bit the shit out of my tongue earlier. Of course, right? And so I might be talking a little bit weird. But so Amazon Go is a chain of cashierless convenience stores using Just Walk Out technology, as you saw in the brother's video. I'll drag this up here. You can see Just Walk Out. It says where shoppers use the Amazon app or credit card or Amazon One. I'll show you what Amazon One is. To enter, grab items like snacks, groceries, and meals, and simply walk out. It automatically charges, yada, yada, yada. Now, Whole Foods uses this as well, this Amazon One thing. All right. Excuse me. Right over here, Amazon One, they use this whole thing, this technology, and it's quite interesting, actually. I've hovered my hand over it before. It was too freaky for me, so I'm not into that shit. I actually called over an attendant one time, because if you go to Whole Foods, it's one of the more expensive ones. I mean, I usually go to like Natural Grocers. Most prominently, I go to Sprouts, and then I'll go to then from there, I would probably say, in order that I go, I'd say I'd go to Sprouts, then Trader Joe's, which Trader Joe's ain't really even healthy. You can get some good meats from there though. And then probably Whole Foods, and then Natural Grocers. But Whole Foods, I just don't really like Natural Grocers. They're too small, and the people, some of them are a little weird. But Whole Foods, you get a lot of stuck-up, snooty Edomites. But I go there from time to time, and you put it over there, and it starts showing you. It starts scanning your palm immediately, right? They show you it, but it'll actually start putting a ring around your palm. I wish I could find a video of them doing it. I bet I can. I'll show this one. All right. But yeah, it's getting you used to, if you look at it, it's getting you used to the idea of scanning your hand and scanning your palm and boop, going right over it, right, with your hand. Okay. And then soon there'll be a chip, implanted right here. But right now it's going off your, palm, right, your veins. Okay. Biometrics and shit. But and I was at a Savers one time, and they had a biometric vein scanner that looked very similar, right? It actually looked more like this, right? It looked like this, and it scans your veins, man. And then a relative of a relative of my wife, she showed me that at their work they were doing fingerprint technology, and they're doing all this shit with your hands and stuff. And at my job, thankfully I got off of it. They have retina scanners, right? But you know, after I had to get my teeth removed, I was out for about a month, just about a month, and they never got me back in the palm scanner. So I'm locked into having to scan in the old way. I'm one of 2 people that scan in the old way. There was another guy that refused, said it was against his rights, and I thought they were gonna fire him, but no. This is the exact palm scanner, actually, the one I saw them use at Savers. It looked weird, and I said, "What is that?" And they said, "Oh, we scan our palms with it." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's quite interesting." So they're getting everybody used to all this type of technology, right?
Meet Amazon One, the fast, convenient.
Yeah, that's what it started doing. Well, it started moving around. This little dot started moving around. They made it look more simple, you know, because for the ad.
One, the fast, convenient, contactless identity service that lets you enter, identify, and pay using only your palm. Signing up is simple. Sign in with your Amazon account and create your free profile. Take a photo of your palm, or both palms. Then visit any Amazon One device to enter, identify, or pay with your palm, and we'll activate your profile. Get started today.
Let's see it. But yeah, when I went there, yeah, I completely lost track of my thought. Like I said, it's late and I'm tired, Slacky. But when I was at Whole Foods, you know, this whole thing came up, and I just wanted the deal because if you got an Amazon Prime, which most of us do, right? You get like discounts at Whole Foods, right, for being a Prime member. So I said, well, I'm gonna try to take advantage of. I'm a Prime member. I'm gonna try to take advantage of this, and they wanted me to go through the palm thing, but there was some long ass way. I don't even remember. You got to go through your app. You got to go through another thing. You got to do this. You got to do this. Have to hit this button. Got to go down. And mind you, I consider myself pretty tech savvy. You know, I'm not gonna brag or boast in any type of way, but about what I've done. Oh, I can do this. I'm not gonna do that. But I would consider myself fairly tech savvy. I'd consider myself more tech savvy than the average person. And let me tell you, that shit was ingrained in there. You had to go to, like, my profile, then you had to scroll down after my profile, then you had to go to a specific thing, then you had to go to another thing, then you had to go to my settings, then you had to go into my settings, you had to go to another part of the settings, then once you were in there, you had to go to a specific part and another part, and then it gave you this key code. I'm like, what the fuck was going on, man? And even the lady that was showing me how to do it, she was like, oh, yeah, it's quite a bit of a tedious task. It's because they want you to just scan your palm. Fuck that. This person says, if this ain't the mark of the beast, I don't know what it is. And it ain't the mark of the beast yet. Scanner Palm said, I'm sure it's the mark of the beast. And it's not yet the mark of the beast. It's the predecessor. All right, the predecessor. You can see it right here. No one should do this ever. Right here, it says, and yet it's already done. Next will be implantable chips, as this will be very easy to spoof. And again, you know, this guy gets it. And this guy is named 𝐆𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐞𝐧𝐢𝐧𝐠. All right, looks like an Indian guy. All right, but the fact of the matter is that the guy's right. All right, they're gonna say, oh, you know, you see it right. Look, the mark of the beast sponsored by Amazon and World Economic Forum. It's true. It says it's a demon inside. I don't trust, but I can see. You're bugged out. All right, there ain't no demon inside of it. But people can already tell. You know, it's leading up to, you know, the mark of the beast. Okay. This isn't the mark of the beast. This is just its predecessor. You know, like the Indian guy said. You know, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's easy to spoof." You know, we need, you know, something that's inserted in the scan into the palm that's identified. You know, identifiable only by you. It's gonna be on the blockchain. They're gonna say all different types of technological jargon, stuff that makes you feel safe. Oh, it's fine. You know, look. I'll get one right now. They're gonna have, you know, news anchors and even, you know, celebrities that are getting them and showing you them getting chipped. To make it seem like it isn't a bad thing to do, and look, we got it, and we're still alive. It's, you know, same thing with how they vaccinated, all right, people with the vaccination, all right. You had celebrities getting that. See, I got it, so can you, all right? And that's what they're gonna be doing, man. And yeah, so go and check out the brothers' page, all right. GMS Awakening 144, at GMS Awakening 144 _ Amawanga Bar. Fuck you. But yeah, man, so yeah, so this is the video he showed. All right, but you can go and look into Amazon and Go Technology. It's something that, you know, the apostles have made. And again, I'm not in GMS. I always clarify that I'm just an affiliate. All right, I teach the same thing that they teach to the best of my ability. You know, still building up the same house of David, but I'm not, you know, physically in their camp. All right, so I can't say that, you know, any of my words, all right, cannot be used against those brothers in any way. But the brother, the apostles have been telling us and been showing this technology for years. Like, we've been known about, Amazon Go for shit a long time. I can't remember. It had to have been at least 3 years, right? At least. I don't have the best memory, unfortunately, Slovakia, but it's got to be at least 3. It's been around for a while. All right, it's been around for a while. Technology's been around, and it was actually going around before they actually even started really implementing these stores, and then these stores started being implemented. Now I guess I'm waiting for one. I mean, there's probably an Amazon Go here in Vegas. Amazon Go Vegas. Not yet. But they're not yet. But I believe the brother 𝐵𝐼𝐻𝐚𝐤𝐞𝐧𝐢𝐧𝐠, I believe he's down in New York. So, they're rolling it out there, and probably they're in LA, right? But here's the video.
Yeah, I remember telling bros about this too. Just walk out technology. Just come in this spot. I really don't know how it works. It says enter with your credit card, shop at Fresh and Fast, and you're good to go. So I think you gotta scan your card here or something like that.
I don't even think it's the brother. Is that the same brother? That sounds a little bit different. I don't think that's him.
We all need them.
Yeah, I don't think that's him. I think it's another guy that the brother's showing the video of.
Grab what you gotta grab.
Because the brother's got, it could, I don't know. The brother's got a deeper voice than that. I think it's just a video that he may have found, maybe, or maybe some of the videos makes his voice sound deeper. I'm not sure.
And then it's down there. And then you up out of here. Yep. It's on the way. It's on the way.
Yeah, it could be him. Whoever it is, I imagine it could be him. All right, looks like it's a video that he took, but like I said, his voice comes off deeper in the videos.
The greatest person.
So sounds similar, but without the depth. All right. But it says, like this brother said, 𝐵𝐼𝐻𝐚𝐤𝐴 says, just means we're closer, don't be afraid. Yeah, this ain't scary stuff. This is actually good news. All right, it's actually good news because we're ready to get the fuck out of here. And that's, we're watching and waiting, and, be occupied in prophecy. And that's what we're doing. We're being occupied in prophecy right now. It's Ecclesiastes 39:1. It says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof. We meditate from day to day, whether it be in prayer or just thinking. It says, we'll seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. We're occupied in prophecies. We're watching and we're waiting, and looking, all right, and hastening unto the coming of 𝐆𝐿𝐴, as also is said in the scriptures. And when we see these things passed, it's a good sign for us, all right, because that means we're one step closer to getting the fuck out of this hellhole, man, because this place is hell. All right, this place is hell. We just went in not too long ago talking about hell, and really hell means the grave and the place of future punishment. And this place is both, man. This place is the grave. All right, it's a death pit, man. All right, that's another word that it goes back to is the pit. This place is the pit. All right, it's the pit, it's hell, it's the grave, man. A lot of people being put to death here. A lot of death in this place, man. Babylon, and on top of that, it's the place of future punishment. All right, where 𝐆𝐿𝐴, all right, Yahweh is going to come back, all right, on authoritative order of his Father, all right, to dead this place, man. And it's going to be a magnificent destruction at the hands of Yahweh, and we can't wait. All right, it's and some people say it's scary. It's like pulling off a band-aid, man. It's gonna hurt a little bit. We understand it's gonna hurt a little bit. All right, we know that even if we're of the elect and Lord willing we are, and we're hopeful that we are, we know it's not gonna be a comfortable situation, but it's inevitable. If you don't, I always like to say, if you don't pull off that band-aid, man, and that wound ain't healing right, it's just gonna fester. Okay, you're gonna get all sorts of disease and bacteria and infection. You got to pull that band-aid off and switch it out. All right, for a proper dressing. And right now Babylon's a festering wound. And we got to get the healing from 𝐆𝐿𝐴. So we can't be ignorant when we see these things. People say, well, it's not a chip. It's not a chip yet. Okay, there hasn't been a chip yet for many years. Okay, it hasn't been a chip yet for many years. You know, when you had that gas, fast gas, whatever that shit was called, fast gas, RFID. What was that shit called? Fast tag. That wasn't it. It was like fucking gas, keychain, NFC. It was some shit. What was that shit called? I talked about it. It was by like Shell or something back in the day. Quick Pass. Speed Pass. Right here, man. Used to carry one of these back in the day. Alright? Mobile Speed Pass. Okay? And you can go, you know, and you would just tap it. Look. Play Speed Pass here. Boop! And then you get your gas. Alright? Quick and convenient. You know, and then, you know, the next, I'm trying to think, there's probably technologies that bridge that gap. But I mean, after that, you had, what's the word? Actually, matter of fact, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna save this into my info, because bookmarks. Oops. I'm gonna go. How do I make a? Bear with me, brothers and sisters. Bear with me. I want to keep a little thing of, like, you know, things to remember. All right, little biblical info. But, you know, there's things that I'm sure that bridge the gap. But after that, you know, you had the regular credit cards, and then it went to the chip. Remember when the chip came out? Now, what year was that? When did the chip card come out? That's been a while. So, like, I think maybe like 2012, 13? Chip cards, 1990s. Widespread adoption began in 2015. Yeah, I remember, because, you know, I guess, you know, some people had the little thing, but most people didn't. They put them in every single card. Okay, rolled out October 2025. Yeah, every you know, chip reader. To this day, most merchants still don't have a chip reader. That's bullshit. Well, that was 8 years ago. So yeah, you know, maybe back then. But the only place that don't have it is like Walmart. That's because they want you to use Walmart Pay. So ain't nobody gonna fucking use Walmart Pay. Ain't nobody gonna use that shit. I know I don't use that shit. I ain't gonna download no fucking proprietary bullshit app. Hell no. So I mean, you could go and ask all sorts of questions. I might do that to ChatGPT. But yeah, man, you know, it is on the way. Okay. Brother GMS, get down for your crown. Posted Revelation 13:16, and I'll get that. Of course, this is where it all comes from, dealing with the mark of the beast. It says in verse 16, Revelation 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So you're gonna get this mark, all right, which is gonna be this RFID. It's in my 7 Essentials series that I just made not too long ago. If you need more iteration on that, but I suggest that this, you know, this lesson's more for people that have been known, and then people that are just waking up as well. This is kind of just like a edification, you know, refresher, not refresher, just, you know, put it back in front of your eyes again and say, hey man, look, we're almost out. Revelation 13:17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. What if I get it in my butt cheek and I don't get it in my right hand or my forehead, huh? Well, save he that had the mark. So it don't matter. I guess if you got it in your butt cheek, they're going to scan your butt cheek and think you're a fucking moron, huh? Doesn't matter. You still got it. Revelation 13:18. Here's the wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So yeah, man, that's just how it is. So that's just how it is. And he won't. You won't be able to buy or sell. You know, they're making these things seem very convenient right now. That's why you can't trust these devils. Ecclesiasticus 12:10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You can't trust these devils. It's so convenient, you know. You can just walk in and pay, and it's not about any mark of the beast. These people are conspiracy theorists, and people are conspiracy theorists with MK Ultra, and people are conspiracy theorists with Operation Paperclip, and people are conspiracy theories with this, and people are conspiracy theories with that. We're all conspiracy theories until they're proved. They're all conspiracy theories, and we're all conspiracy theorists until they're proved to be conspiracy facts. All right, that there was actually indeed a conspiracy that was happening, and there's multiple conspiracies happening, you know, especially against the American citizen, let alone the whole world. Okay, so there's very, very many conspiracies that are happening. All right, I mean, the CIA didn't just change. You can go and look at declassified CIA documents. I mean, we can go and look at Operation what's the word? There's so many different operations. Let's go and look at Project Megiddo. Okay, and then you can look up Trump extremist groups. You know, anybody right here anti-American, you know, there's more to it, but it says leaked memo, Donald Trump to list target and anti-Trump activists as domestic terrorists. So anybody who is anti-Trump, you know, is a domestic terrorist. Okay, anybody, and there's another one that talked about anybody who's anti-American, all right, or is considered anti-American, and we're considered anti-American because, you know, we don't like this place. We teach and preach about the wickedness that goes on in this place and how it's Babylon. So he's trying to label us as extreme groups and terrorists. He's basically trying to label Hebrew Israelites as well, and this, you know, in such a blanket term, you know, casting out a net, all right, so we can get everybody in it. And they've done that before. This is from 1999. It says Project Megiddo was a report researched and written by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation under Director Louis Freeh, released on October 20th of 1999. You can see it says the report named members of white supremacy, Christian identity, American militia movement, black Hebrew Israelites, and apocalyptic cults as potential terrorists who might become violent in a reaction to the new millennium. So this is all shit that they've done before that they're reiterating. They're just trying to put it back into place, you know, and they've lumped, you know, white supremacists in with Christian identity people, the American militia movement, anybody, not just American, but anybody in militia, any resistances, all right, apocalyptic cults, all right, and of course Hebrew Israelites, which they say black Hebrew Israelite, which is just bullshit. I have another lesson I'm building on that one. You can see it right here, Hebrew Israelite overview. You know, I was talking to it, the chat. I was talking to chat about how, you know, just getting information, seeing what it knows about the Hebrew Israelites, and they've kind of really nerfed what it can tell you and what it can't tell you. But then, you know, they kept on saying black Hebrew Israelite. And I say, why do you say black Hebrew Israelite? There's groups out there, you know, that like GMS. I said, they don't teach black only. And it said, well, yeah, but there's still black Hebrew Israelites. I said, well, how are they black Hebrew Israelites if there's white people? And then it goes on to say, yeah, you're right, there is a hole in that. However, they are still black Hebrew Israelites. Well, that don't make no sense. Okay, that's like if I'm a vegetarian, all of a sudden I'm eating a steak, and then I go back to call myself a vegetarian. No, if I'm not doing that thing, you can't label me as that, right? So you can't label GMS, you can't label all Hebrew Israelites as black Hebrew Israelites, okay? And it even admitted that was a catch-all term that they used back in the day, and it just stuck around. And it was used disingenuously, man. All right, and they know what they're doing. The name Project Megiddo, in the way, it says for over 4,000 years, Megiddo, a hill in northern Israel, has been the site of many battles. And I don't even need to read on that. But it talks about, you know, the Bible. So, and a Hebrew word, Armageddon, means hill of Megiddo. So they're talking about, they didn't name it after white supremacists. They didn't name it after some Christian identity extremist. All right, you could say it, you know, or American militia. No, they named it Megiddo, and the Hebrew word, and using, you know, dealing with Armageddon because, you know, Hebrew Israelites. So we've talked about that. You can't trust these devils on anything, man. And I got a whole thing. We're probably not going to read to it too much. But I was like, current plans for digital currencies backed by the USA and digital ID systems. Now, it's talking about, you know, how Trump has, you know, like it says, the U.S. federal government has effectively stopped working on retail central bank digital currency. They put a block on it. But all it takes is Congress to reverse it. And they will. They will absolutely reverse it. But if you want to read through this, I'm not going to get through it too much, but you can go and read through it. You know, it talks about Real ID, you know, and all that stuff. Because I was looking up Real ID. I already knew about Real ID. The Real ID Act sets higher security for state IDs, requiring a gold star to fly domestically and enter federal buildings. And the Real ID is just going to become, you know, a thing of the past. And the mark of the beast is going to be what the real ID is. You know, the Real ID isn't safe enough. We need something even more secure. How much more secure can it be if it's in your body? Right? Which it's still not secure. It's still easily could be tampered with, but they're gonna, you know, sell it to you as that. You know, they did away with the penny. They did away with a lot of the shit, right? Like, so it is on its way. All right, it's on its way, absolutely, and you can't be ignorant, right? Ecclesiastes 5 and 15, excuse me, reads, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." And this is a scripture you see us getting constantly. And it's because you can't be ignorant, man. You see something small and you're like, oh, that's not even related to it. Well, you got to be able to understand the implications, okay? You got to be able to understand the implications, all right? It's like that photo I've showed. You know, if someone's crouching over your plate, all right, spreading their asshole, all right, and grunting, it's only safe to assume that person's about to shit on your table, all right, or shit on your plate. But here it is, we're calling out like, hey, man, this guy's about to shit on this plate. And everyone's saying, how do you know, man? He hasn't done anything. How do you know? I'm like, well, you can fucking see he's about to take a shit. No. Let me go and see if I can find it. How do you know it's shit? It isn't out yet. I fucking love this meme, man. It's really dealing with video games. All right? You see this guy, all right, hunched over, all right, butt naked, this little stick man. And it says, why are you shitting on my plate? And then he says, how do you know it's shit? It isn't even out yet. Yep. So, that's just how it goes, man. That's just how it goes. And it's hilarious. I love this meme. I love this meme. And, it's true. It's true. And it deals with video games because people are like, oh, this game's gonna be shit. How do you know it isn't even out yet? Well, we can obviously see the guy squatting over the fucking dinner plate, about to fucking let go a deuce. All right, take a gangster on this fucking plate. All right, and you know, we're bad because we're calling it out, and we can see, you know, Esau is about to take a dookie. All right, you know, on the system and drop the RFID. But how do you know? How do you know? Well, because, bro, we can see he's already pulled down his pants and he's in the squat. We're just waiting for the shitstorm to come. Right? You can already see it. All right? He's already posturing himself up to take this shit. You know? That's like when you see your dog doing that stance, man. He starts doing that stance. You know he's about to take a shit. How do you know he's about to take it? Because you can see he's about to take a shit. Right? Or when cat's about to throw up you know, oh shit, he's gonna throw up. How do you know? Because he's doing that fucking you know he's gonna do it, man. And that's what Esau is doing right now with this mark of the beast. All right, he's taking that dog-like stance. He's that cat going right. So we can see what we know he's about to do something. We hear the whatever the fucking the gagging, and we see the pants being pulled down and readying for the turd that's about to be dropped, man. All right, we can see it. All right, we know Esau's about to try to, you know, pull the biggest shit ever. All right, and everyone, how do you know? How do you know? How do you not know? How do you not know, man? Because you're blind. That's why. All the brothers see it, man. Fucking, you're scanning your wrist. You don't think that's a little fucking weird? And I didn't even continue on with that. I lost my thought as I usually do because I jump around too much. But you know, then they went to the chip, you know, the chip and the fucking card, and then they went to the Apple Pay, and we're still all on Apple Pay. And then they got even closer when the Apple Watch came out, you know, because now, you know, you have an Apple Watch and you can just bing right on your wrist, and it feels kind of dirty to do. I've paid a couple times that way, right? And you know, and then the next thing is just gonna be, you know, your palm, and then the next thing, you know, is of course going to be that chip being dug down deep in your skin, as the word, mark goes back to 𝐆𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐞𝐧𝐢𝐧𝐠, which goes back to 𝐾𝐼𝐒, all right, a thing engraved, all right, a palisade, a stake, a pail, all right, like referencing the tool that inserts that device into you. But a lot of these motherfuckers are too dumb to get it, all right, but the brothers know. You can see it, foreheads and palms of hands, not that far away. This brother said, 𝐆𝐿𝐒𝐚𝐤𝐞𝐧𝐢𝐧𝐠, tap, grab, and walk out. Tried it in Chicago airport. Stage is set. It's true. And you're not wicked if you use this technology. It just creeps me out. All right, it just creeps me out. No jobs, no money. Preparing people for the mark of the beast. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. We have stores like this all over Europe. Nothing new. It's more for convenience than anything else. That's what he said. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. All right. First it's convenience, then it's a fucking chip in your hand. I'm gonna say that actually. I'm just gonna say convenience. Oldest lie in the book. But yeah, man, you guys saying, it's more for convenience than anything else. No, convenience, oldest line, but it's for convenience. It's for their convenience, not for you. Okay, let's go and get it. Ecclesiasticus 14:7. And if he doeth good, this is referring to Esau, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. If he does anything good, he didn't, it was never meant to be done good. Okay, if it helped you out, it was not meant to help you out. Okay, it helped you out as a side effect. All right, it was meant to be wicked. Like, that's why it says at the last he will declare his wickedness. He'll make sure he reverts it and gets back onto his wicked self. It says, what if that was the only way you could buy or sell anything? Does that sound familiar? Like, maybe like the mark? Yeah, exactly, but it ain't, again, it ain't, this ain't the mark yet. It says boycott, save jobs, and gross, loss of jobs. They're so greedy. They're not gonna do anything. Boycotting won't do shit. So, This is, I wonder how many were saying that we won't use it or use it because they'll have an excuse. They needed food. I definitely won't. You don't know about that. We can't even say right now, in this truth, all right, that we 100% won't take the mark of the beast, all right? Even the apostles won't say this. Well, you'll hear us say some stuff, the brothers in this truth, and you'll hear the apostles say, I ain't taking that shit, but we say it, Lord, as it, Lord willing, all right? Lord willing, we won't take that, okay? Because, at the end of the day, you don't really know. That's why we have to stay prayed up. But yeah, man. So let's get a couple more scriptures. Where are we at? Like 30, 40 minutes? 30 minutes. That's fine with me. So it says, Ecclesiasticus 5:15. We already got that, but I'll get it again. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small. And then finally, Psalms 55:21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So the way that Esau moves, the way he walks, the way he moves, the way he's walking, right? The way he does that, he makes sure he maintains a smoothness, okay? That's why he uses that shit like double speak. You can look that up. That can be your homework. Look up double speak. All right, just type in double speak. Double speak, okay? So double speak is a language that deliberately obscures, disguises, distorts, or reverses the meaning of words. Go and look at this. This page right here. This is your homework. Okay. So watch. I'll give you an example. I don't want to log in. Get out of here. I need you to translate a phrase into double speak. I cannot let the people know that this item I'm pushing is really the mark of the beast. I will tell you about it, and you can help translate it to where most people won't get it. For college. Not real. LOL. So, it's the mark of the beast, as in Revelation 13:16. It's actually an RFID implant, but we're marketing it as a convenience to safer payment, tracking medical history, helping with certain diseases, nerve and neurological, and will be essentially tap to pay on chip receptacles. By smooth speech. This is fantastic. So it says, thanks, great for confirming. So, you know, it says, below is a fictional corporate doublespeak for an RFID-style implant marketed as a convenience and safety enhancement while hiding its darker implications. Use this as an example of misleading language, not as real marketing. So posh taglines, always connected, always protected. Your life simplified. The freedom that you can wear. Seamless living right at your fingertips. Okay, so that's how Esau, going back into Psalms 55 and 21, you know, it says the words of his mouth are smoother butter. So let's say, now presenting a world to you where you're always connected and always protected. It said the NexoLink micro module is a next generation personal integration device designed to streamline your daily interactions with the world around you. With one effortless gesture, you can authorize payments, access personalized health insights, and connect securely to approved services. It says, why carry a wallet full of vulnerable cards when your credentials can be securely stored in a protected internal micronode? The NexoLink lets you pay, verify identity, and unlock personalized features with a simple, natural motion. It says, integrated bioresponse technology helps your healthcare provider anticipate your needs, offering faster diagnostics and proactive wellness optimize. You know, they could say, oh, we can detect cancer up to 10 years ahead. You know, the blood levels and vitamin levels and deficiencies. They're gonna play it with that, right? They are gonna do that. It says, advanced proximity-based authentication ensures that you remain the only authorized user of your digital identity. With our patented harmonized present framework, you can move through your day knowing that your information travels with you and only you. Participation in the NexoLink program unlocks enhanced access to community services. And there we go. Softening the idea of mandatory use. If in your story. What the fuck? I didn't even ask for this. It's almost like it knows. All right. Don't be surprised if they end up actually calling this shit NexoLink. Don't be surprised, man. So I didn't even say it was going to be mandatory. The fuck are you talking about? Maybe it just got it from the scripture. It says participation in the NexoLink program unlocks enhanced access to community services and priority processing over partner industries. While optional, adoption Adoption is strongly encouraged to ensure a consistent, streamlined experience for all citizens. This is the classic double speak of it's optional but not necessary. And it's true because it's going to be optional at first, but then it's going to be mandatory. They're going to highly incentivize it, like it says here. It's optional. Adoption is strongly encouraged to ensure a consistent, streamlined experience for all citizens. And you'll get certain perks and pros. So of course they're going to do it. It's like the same thing with the Baxa Maxa Staxination. All right, that they had to do, and you could get Krispy Kremes, or they give you $200 or so on and so, right? Minimizing risk. It says the Nexolink micro module is inserted through a brief, minimally noticeable procedure that requires no ongoing maintenance. Users report that within minutes, they forget that it's even there. Grand Vision language. Nexolink isn't just a device, it's the next step in human digital harmony. Together, we're building a safer, smarter, and more connected future. There you go, man. So that's how they're going to play this type shit, right? So you got to watch out for that double speak, all right? Because they do that. And like it says, Psalms 55:21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. All that was said, it sounded smooth, but really they were building that off knowing that it was the mark of the beast, okay? There were drawn swords on the inside, okay? There was death traps waiting. It says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Exactly. So Psalms 55:21 in its entirety, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. So again, watch out for this devil, man. Don't take that mark of the beast. Don't take no chips. Don't insert no shit into you. Not in your left hand, not in your right hand, not in your forehead, not in your toe, not in your butt cheek. I don't care where it is. Don't get it. Don't take it. Don't do it. All right? RFID, NFC, any of that digital technology, don't fucking implement it and implant it into your body. Don't do it, man, because, you can't repent from it. You can't take it out. Once it's done, it's done. All right? It's unforgivable, okay? Because you're, essentially what you're doing is you're saying that the Most High ain't shit by taking that, right? You're saying, I don't care about you. I care about this world and this society. I want to stay here. That's what you're saying. It's the digital form of the all right, as I mentioned in my last series that I made. I believe not the last one, because the current one we're doing on, but the one before this one. The last full done series, right? And, yeah, man. Don't trust these devils. Again, I can't, force you to at the end of the day. Some people are going to end up taking it anyway because they didn't believe. All right? And, hey, that's just on you, man. That's just, you got to stay prayed up and, hope and pray that you don't take that stuff, man. You don't want it. So that's where we're going to close out. Lord, what was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom. Don't take that chip. Shalom.